Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody doing? Good? Good, Mr. Q. How's home plate? Cake? Yes, piece of cake? Or piece of cinnamon cookie? Woo! How about them apples? All right, warm-up number 50 is on the screen. Let's get started, please. Shouldn't take you long. Copy and go. Bless you. All right, everybody logged in? Send me what you have, please. I'm going to get this session started just because, for the sake of time, we need to get through some of those problems. We have about 6 of them to get through. Give me a second. Let me make some space here. All right. All right, so check with the neighbor, see what they got for number 1, and Mario's going to enlighten us to get us started with our solution set of x, such that he's going to give us that inequality for the compound of number 1. What goes inside our solution set? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, Mario, go. Uh-huh. Hands, if you got that. That is correct. Let me go to number 2. Number 2 I'm going to do by myself just for the sake of time. Here it goes. Question. Do we have a proportion? That means a fraction equal to another fraction. Do we have a fraction equal to another fraction? Yes, Mario in the house. Let's go. Yeah, because 1 could be written as what? 1 over 1. Is that correct? Yeah, so cross multiply. 2x minus 16 equals x squared minus 15x. Now we need to get everything to one side because we have a quadratic equation. So I'm going to get all of this to the right side. So minus 2x plus 16 minus 2x plus 16. We end up with 0 equals x squared minus 17x plus 16. And from there, the rest is history, right? 16, negative 17. Tell your neighbor what 2 numbers multiply give me positive 16. When you combine them, give us negative 17. All right, good communication. Very good. All right. You, Lisa, what do you think? Negative 16 times negative 1, so this is x negative 16 and x negative 1, all that equal to 0. And then from there, each one set it equal to 0 and solve. Plus 16 plus 16, x equals to 16, plus 1, x equals 1. Hands, if you got that by yourself? Yeah, some of us. All right, let's go. All right, let's go to number 3. For number 3, we need to write our equation for that function. So let me zoom in so you guys can see the values there. So I start off with y equals mx plus b, y equals blank x, and my y-intercept, where does it start? It starts about right there, Mr. Q. It's negative 2. And if I need another point, I'll place it here. What is my rise over run, or my rate of change? 2 steps up, 1 to the right, so that is 2 over 1. So my function is f of x equals 2x minus 2. Hands, if you got that by yourself, very good. Yeah, we should be experts at this. Send that in, please. Copy the agenda, warm-up number 50, attributes of functions, and tonight's home plate, page 25, all only. All right. Has anybody been donating blood today? Some of y'all? Yeah? Good job, guys. Appreciate it. Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, we used to have a San Diego Blood Bank here in El Centro. You guys know where Burrito Factory is at on Imperial? Right behind there was a San Diego Blood Bank. I used to be regular, so they even gave me a card. Let's go. And every time I went, they would give me points. You guys know that? I mean, when you donate, since it's free, they try to give you like incentives, so they started giving you points. So I started adding up my points because I wanted to get, because you can change them for stuff, and I was going to get a towel, a mug, and some shades of the Chargers. Let's go. Even though they're not my team, but that's what was there. And then I was almost complete with all my points, and they closed the place. Wow! My goodness. Somebody said, Mr. Q, didn't they pay you? I'm on, no. Those are the plasma bank places that they have at the end of the alley. But yeah. Anyways, we good? Copy the code for your access to the home plate tonight, ZX6K7. 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 All right? And last night's home play was pages 12 through 15, evens. Go to Canvas, turn that in, please. Tonight's home play is this one, page 25. And once again, you have the code to access that. Oh yeah, we're getting interested with our functions. Look at this one. Getting interesting. Let's go. Woo-wee. From there, get a Cornell note going. And let me check really quick. Actually, hold on. No, save yourself your paper. You're going to go straight to the handout that I gave you. We're going to go from there. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Q. You're welcome. I'll give you guys some time to turn that in on Canvas. All right, here we go. I can identify the attributes of functions. So we're in the middle of functions, guys. By now, you should know the definition in your own words, or at least know what it is to be a function and what is not. So, in your own words, tell your neighbor what a function is and what is not a function. Talk to the neighbor. What is a function? What is not a function? What is a function? All right, looks like Caesar's got it, Renzo's got it, I see you, Jesus got it. All right, but type it up on your screen. Definition in your own words. What is a function? Once again, reminder for those of you that struggle with the cold season, make sure you're upping your vitamin C intake, your spinach and kale and such, green stuff, nopales, you know what I'm saying? We're like, what are those? Maybe do one of those banana shakes, throw some spinach in there, right? Try that banana shake with a little bit of spinach. You can barely taste the spinach. If you use if you use right bananas. All right. Thank you, guys. So you should have gotten something like this. An exact one output for every input. And we talked about the different notations. We already covered that. We're going to continue with those today. So let's get to it. Let's go to our first example, example Q. Go to the handout, please. Example Q. Go to that one. Get that in front of you, and it says, graph the data given, write a function, and write the domain and range in set and interval notation. So, first things first, you already have all that data there. Let's plot each of those points, please. So, let's do that together. I'm going to use blue for all the points. We're starting off with -5, -6, -5, -6, 2, 3, 6, 4, -1, -1, 5, 2, 4, 7, and -3, -2. All right? Are we there so far? Okay, so first things first. They asked us to graph the data. We just did. But they want us to write a function for that data. So do me a favor. Write your utensils down. Look up to the screen. This is going to be your home plate. Here it goes. Ready? You're like, Mr. Q, how can I write a function out of just points? Well, we need an equation, which means we need a line. Now, how can I predict the line, Mr. Q? Well, look up, please. Anytime you are given data, we always read the points from left to right. From left to right. And that's going to determine which direction we sketch a line going through the points. So, look up. Monty, can you get the lights, please? So here we go. Look up, please. By looking at it, which is my first point? Tell your neighbor, which is my first point? From left to right, if I'm reading this from left to right, my first point is this one. That's my first point. What would be my second point if I'm going from left to right? This one. Is everybody following? What would be my third point? This one. My fourth. My fifth, my sixth, my seventh point. What do you guys notice about those points? It's going in which direction? Upward, is that correct? So therefore, now I can sketch a line that goes at least through 2 points, and the remaining points, there's an even number on top of the line and below the line. So let me show you how to sketch that line. Look up. Here it goes. So if I wanted to sketch a line that goes through as many points, but at least 2 points, I would do this. You're like, Mr. Q, you're only going through 1 point so far. Okay. How about there? How many points am I going through? 2, but how many points are above the line? And below? So it's not balanced. Therefore, I need to move this line. Tell your neighbor, where would I move that line to keep it balanced above and below, and that it goes at least through 2 points? Talk to your neighbor, where would I move that to? Where would I move that to? All right, looks like Enrique's got it. Very good. But let's go with Mario. Tell me where to move this to. Do I move it up or down? Tell me where to move it. Tell me where to stop. All right, let's check. How many points is it going through? How many above? And below? Yeah, so draw your line going through those points, please. And that's how you sketch your, and this is what we call best fit line. Whenever you are given data like this, those of you that are going to be taking statistics hopefully next year or some other year, the third year, we go through something called best fit line, and this is a sample of that. Okay? So, now that we have a line, can we write an equation of that line? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, so let's do that together. Here we go. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals blank x blank. So, first and foremost, turn to your neighbor and let them know what would be an estimate of our y-intercept. Calculate with your neighbor. What would you estimate the y-intercept to be? What would be the estimate? All right, looks like Gabriel's got it. Very good, Gabriel. But let's go with Annette. What do you think would be our best estimate for our y-intercept? Look up, please. Annette says 0.2. Let me zoom in. Do you agree with Annette? It's close, but how about let's keep it at what? 0.5? Yeah, let's keep it at 0.5. So let me zoom out. So let's do positive 0.5. Well, you're close, Annette. I would go with 0.2 as well. All right. So now, since this one is a decimal, I don't know if I wanted to use that point to find my slope. Is that correct? So check this out. I have one slope here. 1 point here. That's on the line. Is there another point on the line? Right here. So I'm going to use these 2 points. Share with your neighbor. What would be our slope? What would be our rise over run? Talk to the neighbor. What is our rise over run? All right? Show your neighbor what you got. Then Caesar's going to enlighten us with a rise over run. Go, Caesar. 4 over 3. Hands if you got that. That is correct. We go 4 steps up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 to the right. That is correct. And all we have to do is write our function notation. F of x equals 4/3 x plus 0.5. That's our equation. From 1 to 5, I'll come to where you up to right there. Yeah, so the only challenging thing I think for you guys would be knowing where to sketch your line. Is that correct? So make sure you always read the point starting from the left side, start seeing what direction it goes, and that's how you're going to be thinking to picture the line where it's going to go through. All right, are we done? Let's see. It said graph, done. Write your function, done. We need a domain and range in set and interval notation. Okay, so here we go. Highlighters, if you have them, let's see, what's the farthest, do you see that line for the x values? What is the farthest? Renzo, what do you think the farthest to the left would be for that line? -6. All right, pretty close. All right. How about to the right side on x? What would be the farthest? 6. Okay, I'll stick with 6, and yeah, pretty close. All right, and we would write our domain how, guys? -6 all the way to 6. However, look up from -6 to 6. That's what Renzo said. But what do we know about arrows? Tell your neighbor. What do we know about arrows? All right, Rachel, what do we know about arrows? Ongoing, so instead of -6 and 6, what would I write? All right, help her out, Tammy. Instead of -6 and 6, what would I write? Infinity, negative infinity, positive infinity, because the arrow continues going in each direction. So, x less than, do we ever catch up to infinity? No. So instead of -6 and 6, we got infinity. That's our inequality notation, right, for the domain? All right, can you give me the set notation? Renzo, go. Such that negative. All right, and we need an interval notation. Pass someone. Joseph. Uh-huh. Yes. Joseph, let's go. All right. So we're done with the domain. Now we need a what? The range. Okay, let me switch colors on the highlighter. Turn to your neighbor, let them know what's the lowest value of the y and the highest value of the y that we need for the range. According to where we're at here, what would be the lowest just to get started? Joseph, pass someone. Mario, what would be the lowest? Okay. I was about to go to -7, but Mario said negative infinity because of the arrow, which means what would be the highest? Positive infinity. That is correct. So we got negative infinity, positive infinity. We write f of x, arrows to the left, no parentheses, sorry. Thank you. So that's my inequality. I need a set notation and interval notation. Mario, pass them one. Enrique, go. Bracket. F of x, such that, less than f of x, less than positive infinity. All right? And since you're at it, what is the interval notation? Yes. That is correct. Let's go. From 1 to 5, I'll come to where you up to right there. All right, send me your notes really quick. Let me send you that screen. All right, so the process was what? We plotted all our points. From there, we needed to see which direction the points are headed towards by following point by point. We sketched our line so that it goes through at least 2 to 3 points, and we have an even amount of points above and below the line. From there, we write our equation, and then at the end, we find the domain and range. All right, so here goes one for you, example super Q. Right below that one on your handout, do that one by yourself. Let's see how you do. I'm going to give you a head start. Go. -8, 10, 2, -3, 6, 0, -1, 2, 5, 2, 4, -4, -7, -2, All right. Before you continue, show your neighbor which direction did you sketch your line and what point they went through. Let's see if you have anything yet. All right. And let's see. For those of you that are needing to clarify, look up. What is my first point from left to right? Let's see, Enrique, what is my first point? -8, 10. Yes, because if you notice, if I go from left to right, that comes up first. And then the second one is this one. The third one is this one. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So what do you guys notice? If we started up here, where is it headed? Downwards. That is correct. So if you sketch a line going downwards, Let's see, Mario. Will this be my line? Why not? It's not. Now it's on the point. So where do I move it to? What point shall I go through? Negative 8, 10. So that one. What else? 4, negative 4. Hands if you got something like that. That is correct. Let's go. And let's see, it goes through 3 points. How many above? 2. How many below? 2. So find me the equation, please. Domain and range. And send that picture in, please. All right. Let's see. What haven't we called on in a while? How about Denise? Denise, what is our y-intercept? 1. Close enough. Hands if you got 1 or close to 1. Some of you might have gotten 0.75, something like that. That's fine. So plus 1. All right. So now I need to find the slope. Look up. I'm going to use this one, this point, and this point. So tell you now we're using those 2 points. What is the slope of that line? What is the slope or the rate of change of that line? Slope or rate of change. Looks like Mario's got it. Very good, Mario. All right. Denise, pass someone for the slope. Who? Gabriel. All right. Fraction form. What is our rise? What is our run? 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 6. Negative 6. Okay, negative 6. All right. And how many to the right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my function is negative 6 over 5x plus 1. Hands if you got something like that. All right. And you know how to write your domain and range. So domain, range. I just need the domain in interval notation and the range in interval notation. Gabriel, pass someone. Rachel, domain and interval notation. Ooh-wee. Let's go. Rachel from the corner. All right, pass someone for the range. Annette. That is correct. Send that in, please. From 1 to 5, I'll come to borrow you with ease. Yeah, 5 4s, 5 4s, okay. Send that in, please. And we're moving on. Let's go. Example, Star Wars Q. So, on your home plate tonight, they're going to give you a table with values such as this. We know that the x is the domain, f of x is the range, yes? And they're asking us to find the rate of change. So this is what I want you to do. Look up. If you have green box where it says rate of change, and label that the letter M. Tell your neighbor what M stands for. M stands for Mario. Damn, Mario. No. Slope. My goodness. Slope. All right? So, they're asking us to find the slope between what x values? From 2 to what? To 3. So, check this out. So, right away when you see that, I want you to go there from 2 to 3. Box those. And if we read it from left to right, which one came first? The 2, is that correct? So you're going to label this one x sub 1, which means this one is what? X sub 2. That is correct. So this one came first with the x, so this is our y sub 1, and this one is our y sub 2. Now, why do I need that? Because my formula for the slope is what? Remind your neighbor. What is our formula for the slope? Yeah, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, minus and minus. Here we go. I'm going to start with the y's. Y sub 2, which is what? 9 minus y sub 1, which is 4. Okay. Then I go to x sub 2. What is x sub 2? 3 minus x sub 1, which is 2. So, 9 minus 4 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. So my rate of change, or in other words, my slope is what? 5 or 5 over 1. From 1 to 5, I'll come to worry with this. We got it, right? We've done this before, but we did it like this. Look up. Before I used to do 2, 4, and 3, 9. You guys remember that? I left you guys that. Same thing, now in the table format. Do we need another one of these? We good? All right, send me your notes, please. All right, and which takes us to the next portion. I love these next ones. Let's go, Mario. We got this. Example, Michael Jordan Q. It says domain and range using an inequality set notation, interval notation for that function. So let's start with that. I'm going to use a highlighter for this one, but hopefully by now you don't need a highlighter anymore. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, so here we go. If you have your highlighters, use them. Here we go. I'm going to start with my domain, so I'm going to use the pink highlighter. What is my farthest x value? Tell your neighbor for that function. Farthest x value. Rebecca, what is my farthest x value for that function? -5. Let's see. It looks about right. -5. And what is the farthest to the right? 8. Let's go with 8. Okay. So, -5 to 8 on our x, arrows to the left. Are these close points? So we put what? Equal and equal. So, do we know how to write the set notation? Yes. Pass someone, Rebecca. Rachel, go. The thingy, okay, there's a thingy. Set of x such that less than or equal to 8, close set notation. Pass someone for interval. Okay, go. Bracket. That is correct. All right, let's go with the range. I'm going to switch colors to green highlighter. From the bottom to the top, what are the Y values? Tell your neighbor what are the Y values that we're going to use. Gabriel, pass him one. Sebastian, the lowest value. -2, let's double check. Looks about right. And the highest value? 6. Looks about right. So, -2 to 6. And what do we write in between, everyone? For the range. No longer Y. What else do we write? F of X. That is correct. Arrows to the left. Are these close points? Yes, so equals and equals. Write your set notation and interval notation. All right. Show your neighbor, and then Dana's going to give us the set notation and interval notation for that. Show your neighbor really quick. See if they have the same thing as you. All right, Dana, go. The thingy. All right, the thingy. F of X such that. Less than or equal to 6. Yes. How about interval notation? Pass on one. Gabriel, go. Bracket. Hands if you got that by yourself. All right. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you up to right there? Okay, here goes the challenging portion, because somehow still some of you don't see what I see. Hopefully you see it. Here we go. I'm going to use blue for this next part. It says, write the interval notation of the domain where the function is what? Decreasing. Decreasing. Over there? Okay. So I want you, with your pencil, start with on the left side, follow the function, and whenever it starts going downward, I want you to pay attention to the X values there. Do that with your pencil. Follow the function, and whenever the function starts going downward instead of upward, pay attention to the X values there. All right, share with your neighbor between what X values is that function going downward or decreasing. All right, looks like Maydeen's got it. Very good, Maydeen. So let's go with Monte. Between what X values is that function going downward? -2. Let's see, -2 is right here, almost. What is it? -3 is over here. Very close. Jesus? -2.5, about right there. Does everybody see that? This is where it starts going downward, so about -2.5. So let's write -2.5, comma. It starts going downward, so watch this. Tell me where to stop. Right there. And what is that? Tell your neighbor. What is that value? What is that X value? Looks like Mario's got it. Mario, go. Close. Very good. 3.5. Hands if you got that. Yes? Everybody see it? So that means in interval notation, question, since we have solid points all throughout, it's bracket and bracket. All right. Cake so far, yeah, from 1 to 5. How comfortable are you with that? Let's go to the last part. I'm going to switch colors. So I'm going to switch to red. It says, find the average rate of change or the slope where the function decreased. So I need to find my slope from here to here. So how do you do that? Well, how about we pick 2 points on this section right here? Pick 2 points anywhere and find me a slope. So let me zoom in. Then we're going to have Mario pass it to someone so they can give me 2 points. All right, Mario, pass someone. Oh, Mariah, give me 2 points. -2 and what? And 1. Okay, that's 1 point. Give us another point, Mariah. Zero and 3. All right, I'll take those 2. That's close enough. So that means my slope is going downward. How many steps downward, Mario? 2, so that's -2. How many to the right? 2. So therefore, my slope is -2 over 2, which is -1 over 1, which is -1. Send me a picture of your notes, please. Whew. So, tonight's home play, they're going to give you a function. They're going to ask you to write the domain and range in all 3 different notations. They're going to ask you to see where the function either decreases or increases. You need to write that in interval notation or whatever notation they're asking you for. And lastly, they're going to ask you to write the what? The rate of change. What is the rate of change? The slope. What does that mean, Mr. Q? That you pick 2 points on that section and you find the slope. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with that? 4, 5, 4, 5, okay. All right, before we leave, let me send you a blank screen. All right. Sketch a little emoji. Give me a number from 1 to 5 to see how comfortable are you so far with what we covered today. How comfortable are you with what we covered? All right. Some of you are pretty artistically enlightened, or some of us are a little bit more challenged in that endeavor. Look at this emoji right here. Let's go. My goodness. Mario's right here. Oh. What? Oh, look at this. That's cool. All right, go ahead and log out, please. Send that in. Make sure you practice your home play. Those of you that have not taken the pop party from Friday on domain and range, make sure you come in tomorrow, either before school during advisory, or if you want to stay today after school, there you go. All right, those of you following on YouTube, make sure you put in some practice. See you guys next time. Bye.